Springtime for Hitler.
It's from a musical. I did my spring designer fragrance list. Let's do my spring niche list, okay? Welcome to J-ROYL, everyone. My name is James. This is Top 5 Friday, where I give you a top 5 list on fragrances. When I wear a fragrance in the spring, sometimes I want my scent to reflect the season. Snow melting, birds chirping. So I have selected 5 spring niche fragrances to share with my lovely audience. If you don't know what niche means in regards to fragrance, it means it's expensive. I don't do it very often, but on this list, I will. I got 2 honorable mentions. The first one being The Soft Lawn by Imaginary Authors. It has all kinds of cute little notes. You definitely have vetiver and oak moss and ivy leaves. You also have fresh tennis balls and clay court. Really trying to hammer that tennis theme home. It's a lovely replication of what grass would smell like. It's extremely spring friendly, but technically, Imaginary Authors isn't niche. We tend to classify it as an indie fragrance, which is why I didn't make this list. My other honorable mention is none other than Bleecker Street by Bond No. 9. Now there's a reason this fragrance didn't make the list, and it's not because I don't like this fragrance. I love it. Such an awesome fragrance that showcases blueberry, a nice juicy watery blueberry with violet leaf. It's pretty darn green, but there's that blast of that nice purpley blueberry. I know it should be blue, but whatever. We're trying here. The reason it didn't make the list is because I don't really wear this as a spring fragrance at all. I love this fragrance when it's really, really hot outside. To me, this is a summer banger, but not so much in the spring, surprisingly. My number 5 spring niche fragrance is Bois d'Argent by Christian Dior. Beautiful, beautiful iris and myrrh with some woods in there. There's my song. And thank you, Imagine Scents, for this idea of doing this cool bottle stuff. Bois d'Argent has quickly become one of the most popular collection privée fragrances, really because it works on anyone. It is a unisex fragrance that doesn't have a lot of overly masculine qualities and feminine qualities. But at the same time, it's not in no man's land where it's just too androgynous for anybody to wear. Even though iris is probably the main focus of this fragrance, it's a bit powdery, so it's not overly bright and floral, making it feminine, and it's supported by beautiful, lighter, woodsy accords, kind of a sandalwood vibe going on here, and some myrrh as well. When the fragrance starts to settle down and get close to your skin, the vanilla and the honey start to really become prominent. So really, it kind of has something for everyone. The reason this is number 5 is because it's not what you would traditionally think of a springtime fragrance. It's not really super green or floral or anything like that, but I find this fragrance works very well, especially in the early spring. At number 5, Bois d'Argent. My number 4 spring niche fragrance is NEROLI Portofino Forte. What a smart move by Tom Ford. They took one of their most basic bitch fragrances and gave it some loins, some support. NEROLI Portofino Forte is a flanker of NEROLI Portofino. In my opinion, it's true to the name. It's a lot stronger than the original and especially the aqua versions. What makes it stronger is the slightly amped up woods and the introduction of this beautiful suede-like leather quality. There are some naysayers online that say that the original's mystique is now gone in this version. I don't buy it. I find this does everything the original does, but it does more. It lasts longer on your skin, it projects more, it's more complex, and a touch more masculine as well. But don't worry, ladies. You can still wear this. Big fan of this guy, big fan of the gold stuff, because we know that gold is base. At number 4, NEROLI Portofino Forte. My number 3 spring niche fragrance is Diamant by AMOUAGE. What better spring combination is peony flowers and vetiver, right? I'll tell you what, how about you throw in a plum? Diamant is an amazing combination of that floral peony aspect, that masculine vetiver, that uplifting fruity plum, and the AMOUAGE incense sort of creeping in the background. This is one of my favorite fragrances to wear in the springtime when I'm indoors. It has a soft projection that's not going to intimidate those around you. But the longevity is great, being an eau de parfum, being an AMOUAGE. This is more of a subtle type of vibe, which is good sometimes, especially when you're inside, right? Okay, I'm right, thank you. At number 3, Dia Man. And now getting into the heavy hitters, my number 2 spring niche fragrance is Boy by Chanel. You guys know I like boy. Boy, not boys. You wish. Boy was an interesting release. Now, judging by the name and the notes, seems like it'd be a very masculine fragrance with lavender, musk, some sandalwood in there, but it ends up being a very fascinating unisex scent. To my nose, it does lean masculine a touch, believe it or not. And what I love about this fragrance is how it develops. It has that lavender floral quality off the top, then the heliotrope comes in with the sweetness, and then it starts to dry down with that very clean musk, incorporating some sandalwood and even a touch of vanilla. It definitely has that signature stamp of Chanel. It's very, very classy, very elegant, and very, very evocative of spring. At number 2, Boy! And my number 1 spring niche fragrance is Himalaya by Creed. Wait, were you expecting Green Irish Tweed? Well, maybe if this was your top 5. I love Himalaya, y'all. Kind of like Boy, this is another clean, musky fragrance that has some sandalwood, but it definitely has that beautiful Creed ambergris, baby. The level of freshness that this fragrance has is pretty much unparalleled in my collection. The cooling effect this fragrance has is flawless for the spring. Because as we know, spring can be pretty cold, but it could also be pretty warm. Depends on where we are in the season. And Himalaya works in both of those situations. Man, oh man, do I love wearing this in the springtime. At number 1, Himalaya. When you have as many fragrances as I do, you tend to get very specific with your fragrance uses. And that's why I was able to pick out 5 fragrances that I paid a lot of money for that I just seem to use a few months out of the year. What are some of your favorite niche spring fragrances? All of our links to the Facebook group and Instagram are down below. And if you like what you see, then like the video. Until next time, I bid you adieu. Peace.
All I do is that I hold all that